Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at the Hybrid Saiyans 3 required, aka Stage 3 or Level 3 of the Union Master event that has come to DBZ Dokkan Battle. This event is the same as Stage 4, technically. You face the same bosses, but they will have slightly different stats and they'll be slightly harder in Stage 4. Stage 3 requires you to use 3 Hybrid Saiyans, whereas Stage 4 will require you to use 5. Stage 1 and 2 of this event focus on the Fused Fighter categories. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I would say this is a fairly difficult event, but generally speaking, I would say it's probably also a very straightforward one. It's not really like the hardest event overall. It's actually a fairly simple, straightforward event, and I think if you look at the bosses, they're decently difficult, but they're not necessarily, absolutely broken or anything. So they're challenging, but not necessarily, insanely so. So anyway, taking a look at them, obviously we have the 3 bosses. The first boss features 2 smaller bosses. The final boss features 2 phases. So we have Android 1718 in phase 1. They have 1.7 million super for Android 17, 1.5 million for Android 18. Both have 100 million health. Android 17 is immune to super attack ceiling. Android 18 is immune to being stunned. They aren't too difficult. They can fire off 1 super attack a turn. Generally speaking, pretty straightforward to take on. Then we have Full Power Bojack, who has 200 million health. He fires off a 2 million attack super, and he also disables attack and defense down, as well as nullifies super attack ceiling. We don't really have to worry too much about this overall. The final boss is actually 2 phases. So we faced Broly in the final phase. We also faced him in the final phase of the stages 1 and 2 as well. So it seems like Broly's the big bad boss of these first couple of phases. This is against Super Saiyan Broly or Z Broly. The first phase is against a Tech Z Broly with 200 million health, 900k normals, and a 2.5 million super. He is immune to being stunned and immune to being sealed, and he raises his attack by 30% post-super. Nothing too wild, but definitely something. Then we face Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. This is a strength, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. 350 million attack. 350 million health, not attack, that would be crazy. 350 million in terms of health. 1.3 million in terms of attack, and then he also does a 3.9 million super. But the big thing with this Broly is that he fires 2 supers per turn. However, he can also be sealed as well. So he's immune to stunning, immune to defense down, but he can be sealed. This is important because basically it's going to essentially determine how good you handle this last phase. Either you can just handle 2 supers per turn, which some teams can, this team can, or you're going to seal him and then remove that threat. Now, in terms of the team I built, I went with an interesting one. Because I knew we only needed 3 Hybrid Saiyans, I went with the GT Heroes team. This features the Pan, Strength, Physical Pan, and also the Strength Super Saiyan 2 Trunks. The reason I went for this team is because others to complete the 3 Hybrid Saiyans mission while surrounding them with some really fun, interesting units. I think for the 3 Hybrid Saiyans one, like I said, it's not so hard, and you don't have such a big restriction, so it feels a bit unnecessary to kind of really pump it up, and giving yourselves like this huge, massive restriction, of using so many Hybrid Saiyans all in one, under a lead, etc. So I thought maybe it'd be more interesting to showcase a team that ultimately at the end of the day is not a Hybrid Saiyans team. It is definitely a GT Heroes team, but it just has enough Hybrid Saiyans to count. You can do this with a few teams. Goku's family, I think you can get away with. Vegeta's family, you can definitely probably do this on. If you use fighters, you could do this. If you utilize units like Gotenks, I think things could work out pretty well there for you. But yeah, generally speaking, hybrid Saiyans are quite heavily tied to Goku's family, youth, Kamehameha, things like that. So it is very, very more a smaller, cohesive category than a lot of other ones. Bond the Master and Disciple, maybe Future, maybe a little bit of Bond the Parent and Child for sure, Bond the Master and a Disciple definitely. But you'll find it's a lot of the common, same, similar units and things like that. So it's definitely very, 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 very challenging for sure. But at the same time, I think it's a really fun one to do. So I just wanted to use this one because I thought, you know what, it's actually very interesting and very cool to utilize overall. Of course, the next challenge will be very different. And if you don't have, GT Heroes units, just go and watch my team for Stage 4 and you'll find one that works out pretty nicely for you, because the team for Stage 4, we have no option. We have to use 5 hybrid Saiyans. So if you don't find your units here, you'll definitely find a more direct hybrid Saiyans team under Stage 4, because there's no ways you can do a 5 hybrid Saiyans challenge with GT Heroes. Oh well, even though AGL Gogeta is pretty powerful. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think it was just a really fun team to kind of organize. I think everything came together really, really nicely. It was really nice to work around the 3 hybrid Saiyans gimmick without necessarily being overtly, insanely, differential. It was just cool to run a whole bunch of pans basically and use a really kind of unorthodox team for hybrid Saiyans, but a very meta team overall, which of course it is. I think ultimately at the end of the day it's a ton of fun, and I really, really enjoyed running this. The events are not too hard, so don't panic too much. It's not the same level as what we've just done recently, so you should be good to go. But other than that, that's pretty much it. Bye.